You're listening to the December 5th, 2016 reading of Blossom Goodchild's Channeling with the Federation of Light.
Good morning. I'm handing this straight over to you today to see how you would like today's conversation to go.
We are in much gratitude to each one who participates and becomes involved in our conversations. It fills our beings with such love to know we are being received and understood by so many. Firstly, let us move forward by saying we are very much in service to everyone who chooses to make themselves available to listen to that which we have to say. We do not wish you to think that it is just Blossom that we are speaking to, with. For we are aware of so many that speak with us telepathically also. Some feel our response. Others choose to discredit their capabilities. Either way, know we love you, for it is so.
So, what would you speak of?
We are concerned of your concern regarding knowing how to discover truth from souls who make themselves available to relate information on your internet.
I hadn't really wanted to bring that up because you've spoken of it before, yet in all honesty, I am rather confused on this matter. Each one of us has our own radar as to what resonates as truth, not only with information given, yet also by whom. Some really trust a certain person and their knowledge, and yet others could feel completely the opposite about the same person. Now, this person is either speaking the truth or not. So who is right and who is wrong? And how do we tell the difference? How do we know, for instance, that I myself have not had my mind bent from those who wish to do so? How do we know who has and who hasn't? You say to be discerning, yet quite honestly, unless it's up in my face, I simply don't know how to be. Who are we to trust?
Yourselves.
That's just it. I'm not so sure my discernment is on the mark. I can sometimes change my mind about someone or something.
Fortunately and unfortunately, you have your technology called the Internet. This has the ability to give out truth and non-truth. This can be helpful, yet also not helpful. Nonetheless, it is part of your world and is able to connect you with many souls around your globe. Imagine for a minute, if you would, that this Internet, these computers, were not part of a service to you, as indeed there are many on your planet who have not been corrupted by such things. And we say that with all respect. Who would you be trusting in this case? What thoughts that you had would be questioned? For they would not be influenced by another's perspective on any particular matter. You are so keen to know what lies ahead. When is your salvation? Who will take residence in high places? Will this happen? Will that? So many topics to bombard your senses. So many random defenses on any one given topic. So much corruption to absorb.
Interesting that you're mentioning the downside of the Internet.
We do so because many have become obsessed by such things. Indeed, there is information that brings forth much love, and yet, in this day and age, how such things are overshadowed by fear. If you did not have use of a computer, how unclogged would your mind be? How much more pure of heart? Yet, the fact is, it is present in your lives, present in your world, and has become a large part of your everyday participation, for most. Without it, may we state, who would know of us in this way, that we converse with you, Blossom?
I know what you're saying. It certainly has pros and cons. As to the balance of such, I am unsure. So I feel you are asking us to trust our own instinct more. Yet, as I've said, I'm not sure what to think about many things. Some folk may be devoting their lives to a mission about something that I feel just isn't a truth and will never happen. Am I right? Are they? Do you see what I'm saying?
We understand your predicament. Yet, may we say, it doesn't matter.
Uh-oh, here we go. I get that in the big scheme of things, and I mean the really big scheme of things, that it doesn't matter. Yet, down here on Earth, trying to get all this right, it sort of does. Yet, as I write that, perhaps it doesn't.
It simply doesn't, Blossom. What does it matter if you believe what one soul says and another feels differently to you? The only thing that concerns you is how anything makes you feel.
All well and good. Yet, as discussed before, just because something makes me feel uncomfortable doesn't mean I don't feel it to be a truth necessarily.
Understood. Yet, should something resonate as truth and still make you feel uneasy, then let us ask, what service is it being to you?
Awareness?
Awareness of a possibility. Everything is possible.
Okay, let's put it like this. You say there are truths to come out that will shock and abhor. What service is that to me?
Truth. We shall continue to answer for you, in that even though some truths will shock you and upset the balance of self, it is of service in the sense of opening up the opportunity to become your true self. For when you find it, you will see how whatever is presented, actually on a much higher level, will not matter, even though one could be blown away by such revealings. All that is to come to you is to be of service, for it is then that you shine as you are meant, as you are designed to do. You had an inkling not long ago of being fully charged, where you felt nothing could deter you, no matter what, from being in full strength of light and service. Again we say, no matter what.
Yes, that is so.
So we suggest, with all that is being presented, not in just the countries experiencing great upheaval, yet in all situations and circumstances, we ask that you detach from it all. Detach from everything you read or hear or see, and live only within your brightest light.
Hard for those in these countries to not be involved when it concerns how their lives may be affected.
Their lives will only be affected if they allow it to be so.
With all respect, tell that to a mother who's just watched her child die from lack of food, or a wife whose husband's life has been taken with a bullet. How can they be detached? Do you see what I'm saying?
Of course. We are not heartless, dearest Blossom. We are merely trying to assist you in getting through these times. And we know that the way to do so is to live, be in your light, no matter what. We come from a higher understanding. We acknowledge this, and we accept that we therefore view circumstances coming from that higher level. Yet, it is not impossible for you also to come from that place. Should you allow that freedom of thought to enter in, should you allow the knowingness of love light to fill your being and run through your very veins. Nothing, in all truth, can stop you from being the highest expression of yourself. Except one thing: you. The structure of self that has been imposed upon one has led one to believe that they are worthy of so little. Yet, the true structure of self has no bounds. This is our mission, our purpose, to help you feel this, to become this. A soul with no limitations, no boundaries of self, only pure expression of self. For in truth, when dismantling all the heavy-duty paraphernalia, one can be made aware of all that has encumbered. That is why we ask you to detach, that you let go of beliefs that do not serve. When you truly know your true knowing, you are you, the real you, the all-powerful you. Look at those words. The all-powerful you. Let that resonate with you. Say to yourselves, I am all-powerful. Yet, do not just say it. Do not just try to believe it. Feel it. Know it. Imagine what can be accomplished by knowing for the highest, greater good. What wonders would you be capable of? There would be no fear of anything. No fear in your future. No fear in what others may offer. No fear of outcomes. If you truly know yourselves to be all-powerful, which we tell you you are in truth, then imagine, dearest ones, what a difference this world would make to everyone. As each individual comes to remember, learn, know this for themselves, what changes would take place for the greater good? Knowing that one cannot be affected by anyone or anything other than their own individual thoughts and feelings. One is in control of their thoughts and feelings.
Can I interrupt? See, is that really true? For what about mind control and indoctrination that is consciously controlled by another and fed through to one's subconscious? I've been told this is possible.
Let us say one sentence. Love conquers all. Never forget that. Whatever devices are in place to deceive and outwit, never forget that. Love conquers all. Always, always, always go back to that sentence, no matter what situation, scenario you are encountering out there or personally. Love is the answer.
Yet I've heard that mind control can be so accurate that it makes you believe you had an experience when you actually didn't.
Return to love. In all things, remember you are love. At all times, remember you are love. When you do this, when you envelop yourself in it and as it, nothing matters other than it.
I get it, bits and pieces of it. It can all become very confusing.
Only if you allow it to become confusing. Instead, if you let all thoughts of confusion go, and go outside and breathe in the scent of a flower, or listen to a bird's song, and allow your being to resonate with that pure love, then confusion leaves, just for that time. We suggest that you do your very best to indulge in all that is of love. Allow yourselves to laugh. Allow yourselves to hug one another, play with a child, walk in the ocean edges. Lift your hearts to the night sky. Do all things that bring you peace and help you remember who you truly are. Breathing in love. Always, always, always. These activities connect you with your truth. Dispel mind-blowing confusions. They are there for that, to confuse and dim your light. Imagine now and then that the internet does not exist, and return to nature and immerse yourself in the highest love that it offers. This is of service to all. We choose to leave it there this day. Not only do we ask you to consider our words, we ask you too to act upon them, and having done so, we trust you will know that we, for one, as one, are of truth.
Bring on the good times. Many thanks, my friends, in love and light.